What would you say is your proudest accomplishment?
My family, 10,000% my family. Yeah. I mean, I would give up, and I'm going to cry. I would give up my businesses. I would give up my medical degree. I would give up all of that. It's been amazing raising these little guys and having them be really lovely boys, really lovely people, lovely brothers. They're so kind and compassionate and empathetic, and they're just really sweet, kind people. And that is absolutely what I'm most proud of.
And what advice do you have for those moms who, are so ambitious like you, and they work fulfills them, but yet they have that guilty feeling of maybe leaving their little one or going to work and having to drop them at daycare or at home?
I think no matter what kind of work you do, moms in particular, but all parents have this guilt. You're either, present, but you don't really want to be present, or you feel like you're missing out on something outside of your parenting duties, or you're not physically there and you're feeling like you're a bad parent because you're not physically there. Or in many cases now, people are home and present, but divided in so many different ways, educating, entertaining their kids, also working. It's just, so much. There are very few people I know that don't have any guilt about that kind of stuff at all. But I think the biggest advice I have is to be really present in whatever you're doing at that time. So I try to be working or parenting. And as much as I can, try to divide that. So, when I'm home now and I'm trying to work, my husband and I trade off. So instead of me and him both trying to sort of kind of work, sort of kind of try to educate my kids, we do it, he does 4 hours parenting and I'm fully not present. I'm not even sitting near them. I can't be distracted by them. And then I can really fully work. And then we trade off, because if I can really fully work for even 2 hours, that's going to be better than 8 hours of sort of kind of working. And I'm not going to be a good parent when I'm doing that. And I'm also not going to be a good physician when I'm doing that, And so I think dividing and conquering can really help that way. Recognizing that not everyone has that other support, right? I do have my husband, though he's also fully working from home full time as well. You're never fully present if you're doing all things at once. So really compartmentalizing and, splitting up your tasks in different kind of ways. But I think what our kids want is not 5 hours with you, and they don't want 100 toys, and they don't want to watch another movie with you. They might want that. They might think they want that, but what they really want is time. I say eyes to eyes. If you can spend 5 or 10 minutes with your kid, eyes to eyes, really connecting with them, playing on the floor with them, screens away, put your phone away, and you're just interacting with them, they're going to remember that. I'm certain of that. So if I have an hour with my kids or 15 minutes with my kids, it's undistracted, focusing on them, talking to them. They're not looking at their watch saying, oh, it's only been an hour. That's not good time with me. They're really focusing on that in the moment. Am I really present? That's what I remember when I was growing up. My parents both worked full time. I'm also one of 4 kids. My mom was also very much dividing and conquering all the time. But I remember those moments where I was connecting, and it wasn't about the number of minutes or hours. So I think as much as we can be really present with our kids, I think it goes a very long way. And I think it will hopefully remedy some of the guilt feelings that we have about not being present. Right. People that, say, I'm such a multitasker. Yes, I can do a bunch of things at once, but it's not doing any of those things well. I'm really not. There's very good evidence that if you do one thing at a time, it may not be multitasking, but it'd be much more efficient. You can check off things on your list much more quickly. So I'm much more focused on that. I'm not trying to also be on social media, or also answer a parent question, or also talk to my staff while I'm in front of my kid. I try to get away from my kids to do the work, focus on that, and then be present with my kids and be present with my kids.
What does your daily schedule look like?
I like predictability. I like consistency. And I think actually one of the reasons why my kids really are thriving, even despite the pandemic, is because of consistency, because of a plan, because of predictability. They know, I know, my husband knows when we wake up, here's what the day kind of looks like. So for me personally, I wake up at 8. My kids wake up at 8. We all do. And my kids start school, virtual school at the moment, at 8:30. So between 8 and 8:30, we're having breakfast. They start school. My husband starts work from home. And I usually work out until about 9:15. It's a brief workout. And then I shower and I start seeing patients usually around 9:45. And I see patients right through. I don't take a lunch break. I don't typically eat lunch. I just kind of go right through. Now it's back and forth between virtual calls with families and in-person visits. And then I'm done anywhere between 4 and 5. I'm home at 5 usually, have dinner with the family, play with them till 7 or so when they go to bed, bath time, etc. And then I often have meetings or I do work. And I might also do another workout if I am so inclined. So I might have cycled for half an hour in the morning and I might go for a 5 or 10K run in the evening. It just depends on my day and how much energy I have. And then I go to bed usually around midnight. I have 4 kids. They're best friends. They can play with each other. I'm in a very unique situation where I have basically a daycare at home. And so I recognize my particular, benefits of having a family like my own. Of course, it's more challenging having 4 kids, but throughout the pandemic, it's been really fabulous. They have entertainment, within their own home, right?
Yes.
And so it's for sure been challenging, and it's been challenging emotionally. And we have our own behavioral issues like all families face, and financially, and as a business woman, there's stresses in that too. So I wouldn't say it's been amazing, but I also have really taken from it how valuable my family is to me, and how much they mean to me, and how when I think about what I want to do in the day, I want to be with my kids. I really do. I love working. I love what I do, and I'm still going to keep doing that. But when I'm with them, I value them so much more than I did. I really did take them for granted in some ways. I think many of us feel like that. And so I'm much more mindful of that time I spent with them, and just being so thankful and grateful for what I have, because what I have is really great. And I have a great family, and I have my health, and I have a job, and I live in Canada. And there's so many amazing things that I've become much more aware of. Even though I was so grateful before, it just so much more escalated now.